Hey y'all, I'm Zach Glazer, the legal tech advisor here at Lawyerist, and today I have Jill Ulett with me, the owner of Accounting Girl. Jill, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Accounting Girl, for the uninitiated, is a virtual CFO for small to medium-sized law firms, right?
Correct.
And kind of again for the uninitiated, what's a virtual CFO?
A virtual CFO is someone who can handle your accounting, your payroll, and also help you with the important business metrics that you need to grow your firm, sustain your firm. So we're looking at cash flow on a daily basis. We're looking at KPIs and budgeting and all of the projections and putting that all together to give you a well-rounded view of what's going on in your firm financially.
So this isn't just bookkeeping. This isn't just entering data or anything like that. This is actually, you say KPIs and that's key performance indicators, right? So that's telling you how your firm is running, how well you're doing, whether or not you're going to be able to make payroll in 4 months, things like
Right.
that. And you can also, you advise people on this, right? Not just sitting there saying, okay, well, what do you want to do? You have a relationship with these people, with your clients, and they can get a lot of information from working with you, right?
Absolutely. We do start with the basic bookkeeping because that's the foundation of any financial statement. So we get the financials together. We're making sure on a daily basis that everything is accurate and matched out to any preferred practice management system. And then from that, we're using all that information to advise our clients on purchasing, on hiring,
Hmm.
on any of those things that are going to affect the financials and make sure that they're not throwing good cash after bad.
Right, because this is not something that lawyers are generally trained in, and I say that as one. I was not trained in the financials, and I mean I can add things and subtract things, but knowing what KPIs even to track is
Mhm.
I think extremely helpful. And you guys are in the system on a daily basis. In is it imperative that they use QuickBooks or Zero or some sort of specific accounting software?
Yes, so we are 100% QuickBooks Online.
Okay.
And that is just a basic requirement to work with us. When I opened up Accounting Girl 11 years ago, it was really easy to tell clients, we'll use whatever system you're using.
Right. Right.
But there is only, a couple, three, four at a time. Now with the client base and our team base, we can't do that anymore. So we have to systematize something. And the way that
Hmm.
the thing we chose to systematize was the accounting software.
Well, and what that allowed you to do, you don't systematize the law practice management system. That's
Correct.
something you guys go into whatever law practice management system the client is using and actually log in, use
Mhm.
it and interact with it. But it is QuickBooks that they have to use, but they don't have to specifically use MyCase or Clio or Practice Panther. They can use, any of those.
Correct. Yeah.
So, kind of on those lines, what does a typical relationship with Accounting Girl look like? If I go and enlist Accounting Girl to kind of help me with the stuff that I have no idea what to do, what how do you get set up? How do you get started?
We get started first with a very in-depth conversation about what's going on in the firm, what the
Hmm.
accounting looks like, what systems are being used. I want to know what the attorney likes and doesn't like.
Right.
I also want to know what are their goals? How do they see their business growing or changing within the next 6 months, year,
Hmm.
5 years out? Because part of what we do is helping our clients reach their goals.
Hmm.
We want them to be successful.
Right. Right.
you know
I
so
yeah.
so getting all of that information, and then once we start getting working together, using that information to help them plan, help them reach
Hmm.
those goals. We break those into actionable steps and figure out, okay, you want to get from 150,000 in annual revenue to 250,000. How do we get there?
Right.
Let's figure that out.
Right. And
So
that's
we're
the
oh, Sorry.
And that's the type of advice that people are
Right.
getting and what they're looking
Yes.
for. And really, from my perspective, what sets a virtual CFO like Accounting Girl apart from bookkeeping services, certainly, but just your regular, I'm going to send this off to a nameless company and I'm going to be nameless to them and they're going to
Mhm.
send me my stuff back. So that
No.
personal touch is the difference with Accounting Girl.
It's a
So
huge oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a huge difference because we are in our clients' accounts on a daily basis, and we do have relationships with our clients.
Hmm.
Being in their accounts on a daily basis means that we're communicating with them on a daily basis,
Right.
figuring out what transactions are, figuring out what needs to happen to get from point A to point B.
So what that makes me think with that much kind of bespoke attention, it makes me think this is going to be too expensive for me. So how does and it's not. How does Accounting Girl get paid? What's the way that you guys set up that relationship of making sure that you're getting compensated for your services on this, and you guys are providing pretty detailed and thorough services.
So a lot of that comes in the initial conversation that we have. We figure out what the revenue is. We figure
Hmm.
out what tasks we're going to be taking on. Are we
Hmm.
doing all of the billing? Are we doing payroll? Are there other things besides just making sure the numbers are right? And accounting fees should always be under 5% of
Hmm.
annual revenue. We stay under 3%.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for for the kind of setting bar, because I think that people always want to know what's under the hood here. What are they
Mhm.
getting into? But they can certainly come and talk to you with I'm sure you have free consultations and initial estimates and things like that. So for attorneys that are out there watching this, what are some common mistakes that you see law firms making with their finances?
Absolutely. Commingling funds is a
Oh yeah.
huge thing that we see, and we try and separate that out as soon as possible because that
Hmm.
can be detrimental to a firm. We see attorneys using personal funds to pay advanced costs for clients,
Hmm.
and we can figure that out on the back end. It's just a couple extra accounting steps. Not staying on top of billing is another
Hmm.
area.
Hmm.
The biggest thing, though, that we see attorneys do that might not be the best choice is relying solely on the practice management software to give them their data. It's imperative that we have a three-way reconciliation between
Right.
QuickBooks and IOLTA and whichever practice management software is being used. Um, I I've been working on a three-way reconciliation for a client over the weekend, and they had Clio synced to QuickBooks,
Hmm.
which I
Common.
understand is very easy, very common. However, when you're doing that, you're relying only on Clio to be
Hmm.
accurate.
Right.
And one of the things I found in doing this three-way reconciliation is it wasn't. Clio was not accurate. I found probably 75 transactions that were not in Clio, but happened at the bank level.
Hmm.
And so from our perspective, it's very crucial to keep you have your practice management system and you have QuickBooks, not to sync those, because then you
Right.
don't know what's right and what's not.
Right. Coming in and making sure that you grab the transactions
Mhm.
from QuickBooks or from your bank, because your bank a lot of times is connected through Plaid to your QuickBooks, and so
Correct.
those are coming in, and so I wrote a check, I didn't document it in Clio, but it has come in and it's in my QuickBooks there,
Mhm.
and so I have to make sure that I put it to Clio appropriately and all that. And that's one of the issues with relying on some of these things. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think three-way reconciliation is a massive it's a massively difficult thing to do. It's no, not difficult, but it's it requires a lot of effort from the attorney. So being able to kind of give
Mhm.
that to somebody knowledgeable, and you guys are very knowledgeable about how to deal with lawyer accounts. You guys work with a lot of law firms, small to medium sized businesses. Um, so, Jill, if people want to learn more about Accounting Girl, obviously they can go to, Lawyerist Review, but they can also go to www.accounting-girl.com, and there's a ton of information on that site, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure they can connect with you and set up an initial consultation and all that. Yeah, if they want to know more, again, www.accounting-girl.com. Jill, thanks for being with me. I really appreciate the information.
Thank you.